Hey everybody, it's Joe from Strange Voyage Files. It's February 12th, 2025. Um, First off, I want to thank everybody. This is Strange Voyage Files has had a rocky road. I got rid of the real reviewing guy. Kind of wanted to start fresh. I wanted to have cooler videos, and doing research on fair use, I got kind of worried that putting the pictures in the video, and I guess it's fine under fair use, but I don't know for sure. You can't ever find a straight answer. Obviously, not going to pay a lawyer to find out about this. This isn't my job. This is just for fun. So the videos that I did have up that had pictures in them, I took down because I don't want to get hit. I don't want some guy, like I said, the Bark of the Moon video. I took a picture of Ozzy in 77, 78, or Tony Iommi to try to sue me for my house because I put a picture, from Black Sabbath playing in Denver, whatever it may be. So, but one thing that I did find is that pretty much it's okay to use and you're doing critiquing and whatnot, you can use pictures and I'm going to be flashing album covers, pictures of album covers, and they will be flashed, I guess, as long as you don't use them too long. But everybody puts album covers in their videos. So if they're going to go after me, they're going to go after everybody and their brother too. So I want to do something. I want to get content on this channel for you guys quickly. And today we're in Chicago. Today my daughter's having e-learning day. On January 6th, I fell at work, messed up my knee. I got a torn meniscus. I got a torn ACL, all that fun stuff. But thankfully, I actually get to go back to work next week. I'm going to be having well, possibly. I don't know. I definitely the meniscus surgery, the ACL one, we got to talk about. But, still got stuff going on. But I wanted to make sure that I had some content. I want to thank you guys for sticking with this channel. It's been a rocky road. Also, I want to say, hey, I'm on Instagram, and it's the Strange Voyage Files, and on X at Strange Voyage 81. All right. So what I wanted to do to get something quick and easy is pick an Iron Maiden, each album, my favorite track and my least favorite track. I am doing this on a whim. I am doing this. I did put no thought into this. This could change tomorrow. One thing I am going to try, because as I'm as I'm looking at these track listings, I'm going to try to avoid putting the least favorite track as the instrumental, because that would just kind of default. It'll always be the instrumental. I love some of these instrumentals. I love Lost for Words. Transylvania's great. It's just always going to be the instrumental. So I'm really going to try to avoid that. So that being said, going to go through this. The first Iron Maiden album has Sanctuary on it. And that's a little different from the one that was released in the UK. That's the Sanctuary is the North American version. So what do I think is my favorite track off the first Iron Maiden album? Oh, God. You know what? I'm going to go with Strange World. I love that song. It's probably the one that I listened to the most. When I first got the album, it would probably would have been Prowler or Running Free. God, remember? Oh, my God. I mean, there's not a bad song. I even love Iron Maiden. I'm going to stick with Strange World. You ask me that in 15 minutes, it could very well be a different song. All right, now my least favorite. Again, I'm not, because it'll just be Transylvania. And that's, all right, my least favorite Transylvania, but my least favorite that's not an instrumental. Oh, God. I'm really just pulling out of the air. Charlotte the Harlot, I guess. And I hate saying that because it's a Dave Murray song, and I love Dave Murray. But yeah, I guess I'll go with Charlotte the Harlot, which is an unbelievably great song. So those are my two for the first album. Let's move on to good old Killers. Killers. Let's see. God. And again, I'm not gonna do Ides of March. I mean, that to me, It's a song, but it's not going to do Genghis Khan as my least favorites. So my favorite off this one has probably been solid since I got the album. You know, going back 150,000 years. Murders in the Rue Morgue. That has been my pretty straightforward favorite off this album from day one. Prodigal Son. Yeah, I would say Prodigal Son is probably. Hi, Randy. Now remember we're recording, so yes.
Food's ready.
Oh, the food. Okay, I'll come down a little. You just said thank you, sweetie. They made little hot dogs wrapped in blankets for lunch. Pigs in a blanket for lunch. But again, this is really difficult too. But yeah, Prodigal Son, I guess. Great song, but if I have to choose one that's not an instrumental, that's going to be my least favorite. Moving on to Number of the Beast. Now this one is not, and it's going to be no shock which one's the least favorite, but my favorite off this one, God, and I know it's very easy to go Hallowed Be Thy Name. Believe it or not, Hallowed Be Thy Name is not my favorite song. Great song, love it. I'm going to go Children of the Damned. I think that is the best song off that album. I love it. Prisoner is so darn close, but I'm going to go Children of the Damned. Least favorite. Now, yeah, you know it's between Invaders and Gangland. I'm not going to be that guy that goes, well, I'm not going to choose those two. Even Steve Harris said those two songs should have been, one of them should have been taken off for Total Eclipse. Invaders. You know, it's yeah. I think I listen to Gangland more than where I would skip over Invaders usually. Yeah, Invaders is my least favorite. I'll take that solidly. Total Eclipse is phenomenal. That definitely should have been on that album. Peace of Mind. This one, oh, probably could very well be my favorite Maiden song of all time. Die With Your Boots On is my favorite. Didn't even have to think about that. To Tame a Land. Never got into it. That's my least favorite. To Tame a Land is absolutely my least favorite. Yeah, I know it's the centerpiece. I know it, and I do like a lot of the more, big, more involved songs that Maiden do. I never got into To Tame a Land. I just no. I love Quest. They're deep tracks on this album. I love the rest of them. Still Life would probably be a close second to my favorite on this album. Quest for Fire is good. Sun and Steel would be a close second to my favorite, but Die With Your Boots On, man, that is, I think that's my favorite Maiden song of all time. Power Slave, my favorite Maiden album of all time. Oh my God. It's so hard to choose my favorite and my least favorite. My favorite is Back in the Village. Aces High, 2 Minutes of Midnight, Flash. I mean, they're all great, but the singles I love. Back in the Village is my favorite. Again, I'm not going to choose the Duelists. Or I'm not the Duelists. I'm not going to choose Lost for Words. I actually really like Lost for Words. I'm going to go, and I know I'm going to get a lot of people are going to give me some grief for this. And Rhymer the Ancient Mariner. It's a good song, very good song. But if I had to choose when you get into 13 minutes, you lost me. You really do. And that's, if it was condensed, I don't know how I could pick a bad song on that album, but that's it. All right, Somewhere in Time, the one that a lot of people kind of walked away from Iron Maiden on. Favorite song? God, again, I didn't plan this. You're doing this with me. I guess Wasted Years. I'll go with the single. It's a toss-up, though. I love Sea of Madness. I love Stranger in a Strange Land. Adrian's songs I absolutely love in this one. Deja Vu is my least favorite. It really would be between Deja Vu and Alexander the Great. And again, they just played it. I just saw that tour. They played Alexander the Great. Great song. But yeah, Deja Vu. Seventh son of a seventh son. My favorite. God, it has bounced throughout the years. My favorite on this one, when it first came out, it was Can I Play with Madness? At one point, it was Evil That Men Do. But I'm going to go with The Prophecy. That has pretty much been my standard favorite for quite some time. My least favorite is Moonchild. I think the intro to Moonchild is awesome, but nah, it kind of loses me off that one. So yeah. All right, now we go into the album that I love. That I have gotten into so many arguments with people over because God, do they hate this album? And I love No Prayer for the Dying. My favorite song off this album, there's so many good ones. No Prayer for the Dying is phenomenal. Mother Russia is phenomenal. Um, Public Enemy. I've always loved Fate's Warning, but I love No Prayer. I probably listen to No Prayer for the Dying more than I do Fate's Warning. So I'll give it to No Prayer for the Dying, but man, it's close. I love Fate's Warning. Easily. I know Hooks in You, and I Hooks in You I've disliked more over the years, but one song that I have never, ever, ever liked is The Assassin. And it's usually, ironically, the one that people like on this album. Hooks in You I used to like a lot, and I think that's because I was always an Adrian writing fan. But no. Also, Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter is okay, but yeah, The Assassin's the one that's my least favorite. Fear of the Dark. God, I remember when this came out, a lot of people thought this was kind of a comeback for them, and not at all. I'm gonna go with a dark horse on this one. My favorite is actually Judas Be My Guide. I think this should have been a single. I think it's very reminiscent of Peace of Mind, Number of the Beast, Power Slave. I think it's absolutely awesome. I also love a hated song. I have talked to so many people about this throughout the years. I'm the only person that likes this song that I know of. I love The Apparition. I think it's that years ago that would have been my favorite song. But no, Judas Be My Guide is my favorite. Man, my least favorite. You could in a sea of garbage. Childhood End probably. I mean, there's a bunch of clunkers on this one. The whole middle. I've always said you could take out Afraid to Shoot Strangers, Fear's the Key, Childhood's End, The Fugitive I don't like, and Wasting Love, and you would have had a halfway decent album. I know people hate Weekend Warrior. Again, I remember being at a party years ago, and a friend of mine and I were. I'm going to get into it, but man, were we arguing? Because I like that song. You're like, what the hell's wrong with you? That song sucks. But yeah, I guess Childhood's End. They're all this middle section of this album is all crap. Childhood's End sounds to me like them trying to be Led Zeppelin, and it doesn't work. The I know a lot of people love the X Factor. Oh, all right. My favorite is the single "Man on the Edge." I do think that's a fabulous. The first three: "Sign of the Cross," "Lord of the Flies," "Man on the Edge," I think is great. Um, uh, I love the song "I Live My Way," which was a B-side. I love that song. I think that should have been on the album. Now, going all cards on the table, I have not listened to this in a long time. I'm trying to remember 2 a.m. probably. There's so much garbage on this album, though. This is probably the one I listen to the least. I actually like Virtual 11 a little bit more than this one. Yeah, we'll say 2 a.m. is my least favorite on this one. Not doing it for me. Now Virtual 11. I don't like the two singles. I don't like Future Real or Angel and the Gambler at all. You know a song I really love? Is by far my favorite, When Two Worlds Collide. I just think that song is awesome. I like Don't Look into the Eyes of the Stranger. Um, Lightning Strikes Twice isn't that bad either. Future Real isn't bad. Klansman. I think Coma Estás Amigos is my least favorite. Either that or The Educated Fool. I gotta choose one. I've always kind of disliked Coma Estás Amigos. I'm gonna go with that one. All right, now we kind of bounce back. Brave New World, the comeback, and I do feel this was a comeback. I like almost every song on this album. Ghost and Navigator's awesome. Brave New World, Blood Brothers, I love. But my favorite, and I think this is one of the best Maiden songs, Dream of Mirrors. I absolutely love that song. Out of the Silent Planet, I love. Which one? Then I go to the ones that The Mercenary, I don't like. Fallen Angel, no. The Nomad, Thin Line Between Love and Hate, they're all take or leave. I would probably say The Mercenary would be my least favorite on this album. Now we're going to with the exception of No Prayer, I think No Prayer is the most underrated and hated album for no reason. Coming up a close second is Dance of Death. I love this album. Absolutely, absolutely love this album. My favorite is gonna be a deep track, Age of Innocence. I think that is by far the best song on this album. I love it. I can listen to that one over and over. God, this has so many good songs on it. Monsieur, Passchendaele. I like Gates of Tomorrow. I like Face in the Sand is good. You know what? I'm gonna go with a single that I thought should not have been a single. No More Lies. I think No More Lies is my least favorite on this album. Maybe Face in the Sand is a close second, but even the longer songs, which aren't long, I think this was good. I think they didn't go crazy with the long songs in this one. Monsieur is that's only 5:50, but Passchendaele's 8.5 minutes. I can do that. Journeyman is 7:06. Yeah, No More Lies was a disappointment. I love Rainmaker. That may be my second. That is my second favorite. Who the next one? A Matter of Life and Death. This is a bloated. Now there are songs I really love. Different World's good. Out of the Shadows, I actually love that song, but my favorite is the single, The Reincarnation of Benjamin Brieg. Oh man, I think my least favorite is the Pilgrim. And it's a shorter song on this album. And I remember now I saw Dance of Death too. That was a great. And I don't think it was Dance of Death. I think it was Give Me Ed Till I'm Dead. But it was pretty much that tour. It was great. And then I remember seeing A Matter of Life and Death tour, and they played the whole album. And it's at the Rosemont Horizon in Chicago, and the crowd just went, oh, I mean, all one big sigh. Oh, yeah. The Pilgrim, I think, is my least favorite. The Legacy, I don't like. Lord of Light, but yeah, I think the Pilgrim would be my least favorite. It is them trying to be epic, and this was going to be their big, artistic album. Next one's The Final Frontier. Here's my thing with Final Frontier. It's got good songs and then absolute garbage. Now the songs I like, they had to grow on me. I like Coming Home. I like Mother of Mercy, El Dorado, and The Final Frontier. I think this is the X Factor is the worst album cover. This album cover sucks too, though. My favorite, I'm gonna go with The Final Frontier. It's a toss between that one and El Dorado, but it's The Final Frontier. I like that one. Garbage. Which one's bad? I know a lot of people like When the Wind Blows. I don't really tried getting into that one. Starblind, But I'll go with another one I think people seem to like. I think my least favorite would be The Alchemist. That one I've tried listening to because I know it's a favorite. And Book of Souls. This pretty solid album all the way through. My favorite is I'm gonna go again with a dark horse with a deep track. My favorite on this one is "Tears of a Clown," which a lot of people cannot stand. And it's for Robin Williams. I really like that song. I've always really liked that song. My least favorite would really be a toss up between Empire of the Clouds and The Great Unknown. So I'm gonna give it to The Great Unknown as my least favorite because I'll tell you why. While Empire of the Clouds goes on for 3.5 years, it's good up until it speeds up. It was kind of unnecessary. I actually think if it was slow and melodic like most of the song is, it would have been perfect. Not perfect, but it would have been a hell of a lot better than it is. So that kind of kills it. Then the last, the most recent album, Sunjitsu. There's some really good songs on here. There's some songs that really kind of don't do it for me. I like Stratego. I like The Writing on the Wall. But I think my favorite is Days of Future Past. Yeah, that's a good one. Again, harkens back to the old days. Smith Dickinson usually don't go wrong with that combination. Smith Dickinson Harris, in my opinion, is the best combo of writing. Probably my least favorite is The Parchment. Again, you're losing me at 12 minutes. Yeah, my least favorite is The Parchment. So, all right. Well, that is my favorite and least favorite, excluding instrumentals, of each Iron Maiden album. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks. Oh, and remember, wait, don't go anywhere. Remember, I'm on Instagram. This is all new to me. So, Instagram, The Strange Voyage Files, and X at Strange Voyage 81.